Hey, I hope everybody doing well out there on this beautiful Saturday. The sun's shining today, but it is very windy. So to all my truck drivers that's coming through Eastern North Carolina today, please be safe out there. I want to personally thank you guys for tuning back in with me. Welcome back to another episode of Truckology Podcast. And I'm your host, Denzel. Before we get into today's topic, just hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get right into it. So today's topic for all the truck drivers that's tuned in, what is the top 5 worst cities that you guys hate driving through in the country? Just leave your comments down below. Now, me personally, I know I have a lot of cities I do not like going through. It don't matter what time of the day you try to go through there. At some point in time, you will catch that morning or that evening traffic. Before we go any further, I actually have a special guest joining me today with his thoughts on what cities he hates going through the most. So let's get into this live phone call and we'll be right back. So today's guest, his name is Raymond Jones. He's actually joining me today. So let's get into the phone call. Raymond, how you doing today, buddy?
Hello? Who this?
This is Denzel from Truckology Podcast. How you doing today?
Who?
So let's get into it. So what's the worst city you hate driving through as a truck driver?
Man, I don't drive no damn trucks, man. Leave me alone, man. Ain't nobody ever said I drive no trucks.
So why did you call it to the podcast?
Man, I don't know where you got this number from. You call me. What my shirt say? I'm an electrician. I don't drive no trucks. Stop calling my damn phone. Bye.
Shout out to Raymond, man. That's a cool guy. So I'm going to start off with the top 5 cities I do not like driving through. So coming through today at number 5 for me is Charlotte, North Carolina. It doesn't matter what time you go through there. It's always busy. It's always a slowdown. I think it's very overpopulated. The company that I drive for now, I've been out here for them about 2 years. Very laid back, small company. I usually run the Midwest back to the Southeast. I think that's a smooth drive for me. It's a few mountains going through West Virginia, but overall, that's the route that I prefer to run. And most of the time when I deliver a load in the Midwest, my back haul is always going back to Charlotte. It's very big, definitely has a lot of freight going in and out of there. I went through there all times of the day, early mornings, lunchtime, evening. It doesn't matter. Like I said, every time that I go through there, it's always hectic trying to get in and out of there. To any other truck drivers that ever have loads coming through there or never had a load coming through that area, try to get there early as possible because the truck stops, they definitely fill up very, very quickly in that area. There's not a whole lot of truck stops in that area. There might be a few rest areas, but I know as far as truck parking, 11, 12 o'clock in the morning is already full. So if you going that way, make sure you get there early. So let's keep it going. The 4th city that I would say made the top 5 list to me is Richmond, Virginia. To be honest, Richmond definitely has a lot of freight that goes in and comes out on a day-to-day basis. And not to mention they have the ports too. So when you're on 95 North and you hit Richmond, Fredericksburg area, depends on what time you go through there. You might make it through there smooth if you go through there at the right time, but it's definitely a heavy congested area, especially in the mornings, evenings. That's one place I try not to even go to, whether I'm picking up or delivering freight. Like, don't even send me there. Before we keep going, I like to roll a clip. This was me, typical day, what it looks like being stuck in traffic. I believe I was going through Charlotte, stuck there. It was an accident, probably sitting there about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But let's roll the clip and we'll be right back. Come on, man. Hey, man, move, man. Somebody go, man. Hey, man, I hate being stuck in traffic all the time like this, man.
I just don't understand why every time I come through here, we always get stuck in traffic, dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's been about, 45 minutes now, man. It don't usually be like this coming this way, man, but I'm ready to get home too, man. I hate being stuck in traffic, especially on a Friday. You trying to get home, man.
I'm trying to get home to my kids too, man. I got kids that want to see me, man. I got a girlfriend, man. I got a wife on the side.
Hey, the line moving up a little bit, man. You be safe out there, driver. The line moving up a little bit.
Okay, dog. All right, dog. Be safe, dog. Okay, dog. All right, dog. Okay, dog. All right, dog. Okay, dog. Okay.
Man, if you don't go ahead, man.
Swear, man. So tired of driving trucks, man. Swear, hate it, man. Look, the line's moving.
As you can see, that's another typical day of a truck driver. Getting stuck in traffic 2-3 hours. Might not have no food, might get hungry. I know I get irritated when I get hungry, so I always try to keep snacks in my truck. And I hate those days when you get stuck in traffic, you ready to shut down for the day. And then I've seen times too where I'm maybe a half a mile away from the exit trying to get to the truck stop. My 14-hour clock now overlap my 11. So I might only have 5-10 minutes left to get to the truck stop. And then it was a company that I was with before. You know, I'm not going to say their name. You know, that was out of Illinois. You know, that was a good company. They had potential to be a great company. But they actually fine you for going in a violation. So just imagine sitting there. You got 5-10 minutes left on your clock. Your 14 hours on overlapped your 11. You can't really move, and your clock is not going to stop, you know. So some of these companies, they really don't care. They really will find you like that. So that's why I say, that's why it's really important to me where I don't go through cities where I know I'm going to end up getting stuck in a whole lot of traffic, because a lot of these companies out here really will do that to you. Now, coming in at number 3 for me on my list would be Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I haven't been through there for a while. And speaking of that, I want to take the time out to send my condolences to all the people that were affected, you know, by the hurricane right there off of 40 where the bridge was destroyed. I know a lot of people are still dealing with that in, you know, Western North Carolina and also parts of Tennessee. So again, I really just want to send my love to everybody that was affected by the hurricane. Nashville is another city that I do not like going through. The traffic is always bad. Every time I go through there, you know, when I was going through there, because like I said, I haven't been there in a while, it was always accidents. And, you know, to the people that don't know this, when you guys cut truck drivers off and we have to hit the brakes, please keep in mind that we cannot slow these trucks down in a few seconds like a car. And I've seen, you know, several accidents that actually happened in Nashville right in front of me where a car would cut a truck driver off and then it caused him to almost hit another semi or, you know, even another car. So just be mindful of that. And then also too, for the new truck drivers that, you know, never really been through that area, please be careful when you go through there and pay attention, because at a certain point in Nashville, they have a lot of different highways that merge off from each other and they divide, and that really causes a lot of congestion as well. So just make sure you're paying attention when you're around that area. So coming in at number 2 for me today, out of the top 5 worst cities to drive, man, is Chicago, Illinois, man.
I got Chicago.
So coming off of 294-80, whether you're going east or west trying to get out of Chicago or whether you're trying to go into Chicago, it can be very frustrating. I know it was a company that I was at before, the company that I'm with now, they was based out of Lamont, Illinois. It was not too far from Chicago, and I was running refrigerated loads then. So I always had a lot of loads coming in and out of there, and the traffic was always bad, especially after maybe 2-3 o'clock trying to cross into Indiana or trying to get out of Chicago in general. And not to mention all the truck drivers that do not have a lot of experience. You know, I noticed this when I first went out there. That is not a place for beginners, and I'm not saying that with no disrespect. I just know that some of the dots that I have experienced, they super tight. You really need to know what you're doing when you're delivering out there. And then also pay attention to your surroundings. There's a lot of low clearance bridges that you really need to watch out for, and watch the routes that your GPS is telling you to go. Because I know I done had a couple incidents. I done seen other truck drivers get stuck on the bridges. They didn't really know, based off of the truck GPS and where they were supposed to go. I guess the truck GPS didn't pick up, you know, certain things. And that's why I say, you know, really pay attention when you're in Chicago, because that's not a place that you want to play around in an 18-wheeler. You could definitely get stuck, or you could definitely go on a low clearance bridge, and it'll really look bad on your CDL if you was to go on our bridge and you get stuck. So let's keep it going. That sun feeling good. It's shining on me right now. But my number 1 city that I hate to go through as a truck driver, man, is Atlanta, Georgia. And shout out to Atlanta, because I love it there. I love to visit there, just not in an 18-wheeler. And I think the worst part about going through Atlanta is they have 285 highway, which all the truck drivers, we have to take that route. We can't go through downtown Atlanta. I know they are giving out like serious fines if they catch you going downtown Atlanta. And I remember one day I had a load of cabinets coming from Texas going downtown Atlanta. Didn't really know the area I was going to. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna take it, you know, just trying to get a back haul going back home. And they end up sending me to an apartment complex. Actually, it wasn't all the way fully developed. They were still building it, but I don't really know what this company was thinking when they sent me there, man, because, you know, like I said, trying to maneuver a 53-foot trailer in an apartment complex can be real challenging, you know, but because of my experience and me being cautious and paying attention, you know, I got in and out of there, but I would never do a load like that again. Loads like that, you know, and I get companies want to make money, but at the same time, y'all have to be smart and understand it's just certain places that a 53-foot trailer would not need to go. Like, you know how hard it is to maneuver a 53-foot trailer in a small area. that was definitely an area not for a truck. If anything, they should have got a load, or maybe a box truck could have, you know, took the delivery there instead of me. But like I said, you know, I got in, I got out, didn't get stuck. I was stuck in traffic, like I said, but overall, like, I would never do a load like that again, you know. But one thing about Atlanta too, though, I know it is congested the way it is, but at the same time, it's a lot of famous people there. It's a lot of entertainers. It's a lot of freight. It's a lot of everything that Atlanta has to offer, you know, and they have so much going on in Atlanta. That's why I feel like it's very populated. And then too, when I listen to music, sometimes, because like I told you before, I really don't listen to music like that. I read most of the time, you know, for the most part. But when I do listen to music, all I really do is listen to Atlanta artists. They definitely have a lot to offer. It's a lot to do there. So, of course, like I said, it's definitely going to be heavy populated. But that's pretty much my top one out of the 5 cities that I don't like going to in a tractor trailer. I love the culture there. They got the best food. But I want to know your comments, you know, just hear from other truck drivers out there. What are your top 5 cities that you hate to go through as a truck driver? Because maybe yours might be different from mine, depending on where you run it. Because like I told you, I pretty much just run the Southeast and Midwest. I really don't run any lanes outside of that. That's just what I prefer to run, you know, and that's a dedicated lane with the company that I'm with now anyway. So I like that lane. That's a good lane to me. But yeah, I just want to know your thoughts, man. What are your top 5 worst cities that you guys hate to run through? I want to thank you to everybody that's tuned in with me. It's the 2nd episode of Truckology podcast. I just want to thank everybody for joining me again today on this beautiful Saturday. To all the truck drivers out there that's not at home, trying to get back home, you know, or just out there running, hustling every day. I love you. I hope you guys are safe. Protect yourself. I'll see you guys next Saturday for another episode of Truckology podcast. So tune in with me, same time, 12 o'clock. And I'm your host, Denzel. How do you want it? How does it feel? Y'all be good out there, man. I'll see y'all again next week, man.